Kia ora. Kia ora, good afternoon. Welcome to the Rotary Club of Wellington, serving Rotary from the heart of Wellington since 1921. At the President's table today, David Henderson, who's getting a free run. He was to be the introducer and thanker, but we've actually taken a different approach. So David, nice to have you at the top table. Rachel as our sergeant, and one of our guests, Jackie Bensman from the Rotary Club of Auckland. Jackie, welcome, and welcome to the top table. Could I just, before I do the introductions, just please get everybody to check your mobile phones are off and that you're wearing your name badges. We have a whole lot of guests and family visiting Rotarians, and I'll just quietly work my way through that. So, Lee, if I could ask you to please invite the Rotary friends from Auckland, Melbourne and Sydney.
So we have at our meeting today the representatives from the three other of the four founding clubs preparing for the joint centennial project. So if they would just stand up, please, that would be great to introduce you. So from Sydney, we've got James Allen, Jeff Wilbo and Gillian Wilbo. And from Melbourne, Chris Wang. And then also from Auckland, Jackie Bensman and John Collins. Welcome, everybody.
And you'll hear from all three clubs over the course of this lunch about where we're at and where we're going, particularly with the centennial part. Also today we have a number of other guests and friends. And Hewitt, could I invite you to introduce your guest, please?
It's a great pleasure to introduce my niece, our niece, who's visiting from the UK, Mia Ryan. Mia has studied accountancy and economics in Wales. She's from Tunbridge Wells in England, works in London, and has spent 2 months in New Zealand. She leaves us sadly on tomorrow to head to Melbourne for 6 weeks touring Australia. So I'd like to introduce Mia Ryan.
Mia, welcome. Duncan McDonald, your guest, please.
I brought my wife Mary along today. She's here to check up on the female to male ratio.
Mary, welcome. And Rob Davidson, your guest, please.
I'd like to introduce Claudia Gonzalez from the Johnson Group. Claudia is also going to talk in the notes about school migrants, just before you don't leave it office and employment opportunities to find a trial.
Claudia, welcome. And as the club knows, the Skilled Migrants program is a highly successful program, and we look forward to helping again Claudia. In visiting Rotarians, and one is on an official capacity, Gayleen Lyons, and Gayleen will be talking to us about the Rotary International Youth Exchange, which is upon us. And other visiting Rotarians, I'd like to introduce John Nolan from Wangaratta in Victoria. John, welcome. I'd like to introduce Hazel McGill from Newcastle upon Tyne, and Hazel would also like to do a banner exchange. I'll invite Hazel to explain the banner to us before I pass over ours.
I bring you the greetings of our chairman, Joe Robertson, who is a lady Joe, and our club, the Rotary Club of Newcastle upon Tyne, was founded in 1915, so it's one of the oldest clubs in the UK. We had 72 members, but they're gradually whittling down, unfortunately. we have to think of a very good reason to promote the club and invite more members. So if you've got any ideas for me, please let me know during the time I'm here.
Hazel, thank you. And on behalf of the Rotary Club of Wellington, please accept this banner back in return.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hazel. All of the others are... and Martin, is the District Governor? The District Governor, Martin Garcia. Lovely to see you and welcome back. May I invite Denzel, please, to say grace.
I share with you Joy Cowley's lovely grace. Life is for living, love is for giving, friends are for caring, food is for sharing. For life, for love, for friends and food, we give you thanks, O God, and we give you thanks for the fellowship of Rotary International. Amen.
Thank you, Denzel. Are there world travellers who have returned? Oh, so Anand, welcome back. I hope you got some good allowances. And world travellers departing. Duncan, Peter. That's good. I look forward to birthdays in the last week. Kerry Prendergast on the 28th, Nigel Gould on the 29th, Francis Weavers on the 31st, Brian Hassel on the 1st, and Rob Davison on the 3rd. I'd now invite Rachel as our sergeant to lead us in the session.
Awesome, thanks Mark. Good afternoon everyone, and it's nice to be here. Just wondering how many people like traveling? How many people like traveling? Wow, gosh, today's about quiz. So, we're in the world. I have the pictures, have the questions, so let's see who gets the most accurate answers. So, the first question is, where the relic of the Alhambra Palace located? A. Seville, B. Granada, C. Malaga, C. Rabat. Rabat. Good on you. So what's the answer? B. Hands up, please. And what's the next answer? A. C. D. Okay. What's the answer? B. Yes. It's Granada. Yep. Let's see the next one. See the picture. It's beautiful. In which country could you find this body of water? A. New Zealand. B. Australia. C. USA. D. Fiji.
The question is cold rather than water.
Okay. So, answers for A. Answer for B, Australia. C, USA. D, Fiji. No? Not many people got that correct. So the answer is New Zealand. Yes, beautiful New Zealand. Let's give us a round of applause. Yeah. It is New Zealand. Yeah. We have to find out. That's Rotorua. Yes. So next time, make sure you go visit with Rotorua and find it. So the next question, in which country would you find this structure? It's beautiful building. And A is for China, B is for Japan, C is for South Korea, D is for Thailand. A, no, B, C, D. Gosh, yes, must be B or C. So the answer is B, Japan. Yeah. So the next question, look at this picture, it's beautiful. In which country can you find these man-made islands? So we have to find answer. It is United Arab Emirates. Yes, it's Dubai. It's beautiful, right? Absolutely amazing. Look at these beautiful ladies with nice dress. In which European country can you find these beautiful girls in their traditional clothes?
New Zealand.
Sorry, I have to be a European country. Yeah.
Austria. Austria.
No, I haven't heard the right answer yet.
Croatia?
No. No, has to be a European country, and it has to be the one. No.
Belgium.
Shall I say the answer? Yes. It's Greece. Yeah. Right? Surprising, amazing. Don't open see this dress. See this picture. This ancient work can be seen in the skies over which country? Yeah. Peru. Good on you. This one. In which city can you find this? Bingo, it's Beijing. But what's the nickname of this? Pardon? Yes, the bird's nest. Good on you. Awesome. Let's go next one. On what island can you find thousands of these migrating red crabs each November?
Christmas Island.
Christmas. Sri Lanka.
I've heard the answer. One of them is the answer. Correct answer. Christmas Island. Yes. It's lovely. So the next one is which large country holds Holi, the festival of colors? Yes, we just had a very nice one in Wellington, right? Great. The Great Blue Hole is located off the coast of which Central American country?
Costa Rica.
If you know the answer, you can say it loud. Yes, it is. It is Belize. Yeah. Yeah. Amazing, right? Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you.
And I recognise everybody has to pay for that because there are a whole lot of questions that nobody knew. Thanks, Rachel. Gayleen, would you like to come and talk to us, please, about the Rotary International Youth Exchange? Thanks, Patrick.
Thank you, President Mark, distinguished guests, District Governor Martin and fellow Rotarians. I'm only going to take 5 minutes of your time talking about inward and outward bound students. It's the time of year when we're looking for host families to take inbound students, and we're looking for young students to take an outbound trip for the year. Firstly, I don't know whether any of you know when the Rotary Youth Exchange was first begun. It was started in Copenhagen, Denmark, and it was initiated in the year 1929. And from there it spread quickly across Europe. and now there's more than 8,000 students each year that participate in the program. I'll talk about the Outward Bound first. I know you're not that interested, I don't think, as a club, but I'll just give you a quick insight. The Outbound students, they're taking prospective students now between the ages of 16 and 18, and that finishes for those student applications at the end of April this year, and they go out in January of next year. It is the Rotary Youth International Exchange that actually make the final call on who goes out, and the students can initially say where they would like to study. For a Rotary Club to send a outbound student each year, it is possibly the cost of about $1,000. Now that is made up of $500 from the club, the initiating club, and then from there it would be how many meetings you bring the young student along, and his parents as well. That $500 is basically to set them up in a uniform and give them a set of pins to take with them and a bag. And the uniform that they wear is really nice, and it is a credit to New Zealand that these young people go out representing New Zealand. For the inbound students, the applications are coming in now from countries whereby they have students that are wanting to spend their next year. These students are hopefully around about 17 and a half, and those are the ones that we choose, so that they are here in their 18th year but come in around about 17 and a half years of age. Those students come in July each year, and they come in anywhere between the 9th of July and give 2 weeks from that time, so that they start the new term in their host town and their where they're going to study the college for the next year. For an inbound student, the cost to a club is probably in the vicinity of $5,000 for the year. Now that's consisted really of the $600 is for where they attend with Rotary youth engagements throughout the year. That is like they have Mariah visits and they'll go on a few tours, and that helps the Rotary Youth International Committee make arrangements for their stay, especially at Mariah's, because it's not that cheap, and also it includes their meals and everything else associated with those weekends. They have an orientation weekend in and outgoing so that they can say goodbye to each other. So then you've got your club contribution. That young person receives $120 a month for just to see them through their own personal expenses, and it's up to the club whether they choose to give a weekly amount to the host family. Some clubs do and some clubs don't, and I suppose it also depends on the family whether they want to need or require money, extra spending money. Apart from that, and of course their weekly meals are paid for by the club. We are looking for clubs to host inbound students now, and I've got the pleasure really, because it's given me a great insight into the clubs around the area for host clubs, and I'd really like to take this opportunity to ask that as a club you think about having a host student for the year. Our club, Tawa, has got one at the moment. We've got a young girl from Belgium, and unfortunately if she was able to speak she would be great, and she's also got the most magnificent voice, and it's one of those Belgium gravelly voices, as she's from Belgium, and she's a pleasure to have in our club. We've had 6 inbound this year, and we're hoping that we can bring it up to about 8 this year. So thank you very much for your time.
Galen, thank you for taking the time to talk to the club about it, because we sometimes, just because of our demographics sometimes don't fully get engaged in the Rotary International Youth Exchange. I would now like to invite Jackie Benson from the Rotary Club of Auckland to really just talk to us about where Rotary Club of Auckland's at and where it's going.
No pressure at all. Wasn't quite, but that's fine. Jackie Benson, member of the Rotary Club of Auckland, past president and all those sorts of things. Where we're at the moment, I think we're a bit like every other club. We are actively seeking to at least retain our membership numbers and build it up from the younger members on, of which we have a number of quite successful initiatives, including what we call the Triple T, which is the thirsty, building upon what one of my sons talks about, being the Thirsty Thursdays. So we have those as a free forums in a bar on the third Thursday of every month. So that's actually been very successful for attracting some younger professionals into the club environment. So that's just one of the things we're doing. Specifically, I thought I was going to speak on what we as a club are looking at doing as a club project for this to celebrate being one of the 4 founding clubs for the geographical Australasian region. And that is to address what is a very topical subject in Auckland, as I'm sure you'll be aware, and that is for the homeless. It's not specifically to find permanent houses for those who cannot afford homes. It is more to address the gap when there has been a disaster in an area, either through a natural disaster or through any other form, be it maybe war-torn disaster. The idea, and we're pretty far along with this, we've got some fantastic young people working with us on this from the design schools, engineering schools and things, is to take shipping containers and completely outfit those with water and services and electricity. So each container is ready, set to go, and be ready as that more permanent housing between when the ERCs arrive and the tents are there, and when permanent housing and community centres and medical centres can be built, which generally take up to 12 to 18 months to actually get going. So it's to fill that gap. It sounds like a huge idea. It is a huge idea. The containers will be completely outfitted by clubs, so clubs themselves can buy a container and then fit it out as per the designs that have been just being signed off as we understand now. Containers will be put into pre-identified sites around the Pacific region, Fiji being one of them, Northern Queensland, around those areas are 2 that I can think of off the top of my head. The logistics of getting them to where they are needed and in a hurry, that of course we are looking very much to our armed forces friends whom are very skilled and very experienced and have the ability and the resource to do that and the right equipment. So talks on all those sorts of things are very well advanced. The costing is around about US $20,000 per container. So it's all looking pretty good. So the idea is that we would have a pool of pre-kitted out, fully ready to go containers in predetermined places. It's when they needed, they got there fast, they got there quickly, and there is a pre-arranged and pre-agreed time frame at which those are picked up again and taken away, so they don't risk becoming permanent housing. And that, in a nutshell, is our centenary project.
Thanks, Jackie. And then from a national level, as you know, we're looking through the district governance piece to also how do we work out a New Zealand history piece as well to actually capture our rich history between us. Please take 10 minutes, go and get dessert and coffee, and then come back in and we'll have the Rotary Clubs of Melbourne and Sydney talk to us about Centennial projects.